Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of sexy. Why are we doing this?
Okay.
Okay, you're not supposed to. You're not allowed to do that. Like, you can't just do that.
Jesus, stop sexualizing men. Fiction of men, no never. Weirdo, stay mad. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. This is such a non-issue. I'm so happy already.
And think that we would stay silent.
Did I say Mugen Lord? You see the justification they make for sexualizing male characters, but call you misogynist for doing the exact same thing with the female character. So as long as you're gay or female, it's totally fine. We don't rate men on the scale of men rate women. Men sexualize up women. We don't. Sexualizing men does not devalue and demean them. Just say you're ugly. Raping men isn't scientific women because what? What? Devalue him. The smut fanfiction, the point doesn't exist. Also, devaluing women. Game just came out. Hard to devalue a person when it's impossible to know the story. Characters should be realistic. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind reading this. Let me get my socials out the way. I don't want to up here. I'm losing my mind reading this. I'm not even reacting to this video yet. This part right here. Devalue him. The smut fanfiction and point don't exist, I guess. Also, devaluing women, question mark. Game just came out. And yeah, you guys, this is not just about devaluing women in just this game. It's not just that. And I'm sure there are already mods. There are already edits, whether it's using AI or Photoshop or whatever, of Grace. So yeah, that's wrong. Very wrong. And this is characters should be realistic. What are you talking about? Sorry, this isn't even the guy we're talking about. This is just, I'm getting distracted.
Okay. And think I'm not gonna react to it in any sort of degenerate way. Like, let's be real now.
Women.
Incel.
I think we can all agree that there's a very poisonous double standard in the gaming industry.
Whoa. First off, that voice sounds like a certain artificial man, don't it?
I think we can all agree.
Look how quickly this shit comes on screen.
That there's a very poisonous.
All boils down to men being mad that there are sexy things being made to appeal to women now. Men don't like that the playing field is evening out media. This is after decades of men making fun of women's media, calling it gay or shaming us for liking anything sexual. You're crazy. You have invaded a space of people who never wanted to do any damage and only enjoy some niche games that made us happy. They just wanted to be left alone. We will never forget nor forgive how you people destroy what we hold dear. Only God will forgive. Learning the law. Manga lawyer. Shut your bitch ass up. It's Women's Month, okay? Women are now being seen and heard. But also, shut up forever. I'll probably edit in the crash out he's had over this game. It's so magnificent. Because what the fuck are you talking about? They destroyed Resident Evil by making Leon muscular? That is insane. Oh, okay. Let's just listen to what this guy says.
It's double standard in the gaming industry. And just recently, I and many others have been black-pilled by this blatant and grossly unfair ruination in gaming.
Black-pilled? Over video games? I don't think it was the games, dog.
The woman fatigue is really what I'm discussing
Woman
here.
fatigue.
But let me be clear, this isn't a single issue. Gaming has a ton of issues, and I hold absolutely everyone to the same standard.
Also, why do they all talk like the same way? You know what I mean? Where it's just like, women poisonous. They have the same issues. And I don't like women because one time I was ordering my chicken nuggies and my mom didn't microwave it the way I liked.
Scrutiny. This is one of many problems, and boy, I am exhausted.
Yeah, I can fucking tell.
Really am. How long have we been constantly told and propagandized by news?
Gaming's toxic men explain. Experts tackle the phenomenon of angry men, trolls, racists, and misogynists who hover around the world, the video game industry. Okay, here's the thing. Right? This shit's true. It's true. It's all true. It's all true. The thing is, you people are babies, right? You can't handle shit, which is why you need everything to go back to when you were 12 years old and you could sit all day, jerking off, playing games all day, right? That's how you need the world to be for you to function, because that's when you function best. But you're going to sit here and pretend that gaming doesn't have toxic men who send out rape threats and death threats to both men and women, by the way, right? Both get it, who are saying constant slurs online, who get so upset over a video game that they will like fucking dox you. That doesn't happen. There's no misogynists or racists in the gaming sphere at a higher than average rate because of the anonymity from online gaming. You don't think that's true? Like, that's insane. That's he's not living in the real world.
Outlets in every single circle of online discussion that if you like an attractive female character in a game, you're a disgusting incel chuck.
No one says that, by the way. I feel like I'm pausing a lot. God, this is like watching a Synthetic Man video. We're gonna probably be pausing a lot, but no one says that. No one, not a person, is saying that. They have never said you can't have attractive characters in video games, or you shouldn't be attracted to attractive people in video games, right? They haven't said that. And he knows they haven't said that, which is why he's not putting anything on the screen that highlights that.
Who lives in his basement. This is objectifying women and we're oppressed. We're so oppressed. And here's my OnlyFans account, by the way. You go, girl.
You see how that's not even the person. Like, this is the shit they always do. This is the shit they always do. Also, I just said Synthetic Man. I'm going to move at the label. Look. That is Synthetic Man in the corner. I don't think it's I think maybe this guy might be a fan of Synthetic Man, which would explain so much about his vocal cadence. But this isn't even the person. Like, he's not making a strong argument. How to promote OnlyFans on Instagram without being banned. That has nothing to do with this.
You're a disgusting incel chud who lives in his basement. This is objectifying women and we're oppressed. We're so oppressed. And here's my OnlyFans account, by the way. You go, girl.
Like, that's such a stupid sequitur. It's just non sequitur. It doesn't make any sense. The point he's trying to make is women say they're oppressed, but they also do OnlyFans. What? First off, not mutually exclusive, right? Like, not mutually exclusive. Like, you can be making millions of dollars and still like get abused. Like, the things don't preclude each other. You can still be an oppressed class. In fact, a lot of classes who were historically oppressed do turn to sex work, because that is the one avenue they have where the type of oppression they face does not prohibit them from making some sort of financial gain, right? It's like a lot of people who are trans have to do sex work just to survive. It's like survival work, right? Like, they can still be oppressed, they can still be discriminated against, and do that. That's not an argument.
Oh, you're so brave,
Kevin. You get all the ladies, don't you, Kevy?
You know, in the spirit of this video, and in spirit of Resident Evil, I
Buddy, I'm not gonna say anything.
decided to, move into the house that I can afford, because I wouldn't want to be a basement-dwelling chud, So I bought a nice suit, and I decided, let's take the homeless crackhead shelter down the street. You know what? You're right. I may not have electricity. I may not have friends. I may not have family anymore. But at least I'm not in the basement.
Open hostility.
I have no idea what that skit was supposed to be. Was that supposed to be humorous? I don't know, man. Look, man, maybe just stick to ripping off Synthetic Man.
Constant demeaning and true.
God, he's putting us this random shit. 9 things straight white guys won't stand about gaming. From BuzzFeed. Australia is about to host its first queer gaming convention because gamer allies of all stripes need to unite. So this is clearly first off, you had to pick an article from over a decade ago, which not always the best choice. Secondly, it's a BuzzFeed article, which is not indicative of anything other than what BuzzFeed forced people to put out. Lastly, this is in relation to a queer event. So of course they're going to make something like this.
Truly fueled hate towards men who started and built the entire hobby of gaming. I don't know, how's gaming now? Is it any better than before? Are the
Yes.
games better than ever?
Also, yes.
I think the industry speaks for itself. It's a case in point. Before we had attractive male and female characters. Who made original Leon? A man. Who made Samus? A man. But in recent years, it seems one of these.
Yeah, but Samus has been designed by women before, and I'm pretty confident it's not the original look to Samus. Also, what is your point? Like, first off, why aren't you backing up your source right here?
Before the game's better than ever, I think the industry speaks for itself. It's a case in point.
Case in point. Okay, and
We
what's
had
your point?
attractive male and female characters. Who made original Leon? A man. Who made Samus? A man.
Are you saying you're not getting
it
attractive
seems
people?
One of these has gone the way of the Ayatollah. Well, guess what? This is the real glass ceiling moment, gamers.
Shall prosper, especially
The people who use this clip, do they not know that he was the bad guy in the episode? Like, I'm an old head. I'm 36 years old. I was around when Batman Beyond. I remember that episode aired. He was the bad guy, and he lost because he was he was wrong. This shouldn't be the guy you rally around.
most oppressed group of all, gamers.
Resident Evil Requiem.
I mean, I'm literally saying right there, on the sidewalk, in the rain, in the car, on the street, in the traffic, in front of the moving cars, anywhere,
God
at
damn,
any
Aru.
time, at any place of his choosing. Lordy Lord! I don't even know what happened the past minute.
Bro, she just blacked out. She just blacked out.
What just happened?
I've never seen such a switch up of the century. It's really telling to see.
Oh my God, this is just Synthetic Man, huh? Isn't it? This is just Synthetic Man, isn't it?
Let's actually start with what we have been told for years and years and years as male gamers that just want something nice to look at. Just so you know where we're all coming from.
No. I'm gonna cut this off at the pass. This is not what's been happening, okay? It is not some, we've been told all the time, we're not allowed to have nice things as male gamer. It's bad if you like nice things. That has not been the case. What has been the case, and what still continues to be the case, is it is a different set of rules when it comes to what we expect from male characters versus female characters. Male armor, female armor, right? Like shit like that. That's what they're talking about, where women's choices have always been rather limited in terms of just the way they're represented. It's always some sort of sex object. It is. That's how it's always been. And your whole argument, which I can tell, I can smell it, is that that's good. That was the good thing. But now that women are like, hey, Leon's hot. And spoiler alert, women have always thought Leon was hot. Now you're like, oof, this is hypocrisy, because they said we can't have nice things. So why do they get nice things?
We'll start with Kotaku. Yes, Kotaku of all people. Notoriously good outlet for gaming information and opinions. In just 2018, Miss Cecilia D'Anastasio said,
again, you're picking articles from years ago, but on top of that, if you don't like this is why I never understand about these guys. They will be like, yeah, who uses Kotaku? Who takes Kotaku seriously? You motherfuckers do. You guys always bring up these Kotaku or Polygon or IGN, and in the same breath you'll say like these sites are terrible, whether sarcastically or seriously. Will be like, these sites are terrible, and yet you will always refer to them. You will always refer to them, and it doesn't bolster your point, because this is one person's opinion about what? E3 Soul Calibur?
Said on the subject of Soul Calibur, quote, Ivy's over-the-top appearance may have fit in quite well with the boys' club mentally of the late 1990s when she was introduced in the first Soul Calibur. In Soul Calibur 6, Ivy Valentine.
I'm sorry, I can't listen to read this. It's just, we know what this is going to say, right? But real quick, we're at the 3-minute mark of a 14-minute video. If we go back to the beginning part of this video, what does it say in the beginning? It says, this is my personal opinion and an open debate on double standards and impacts in the gaming industry. I'm not here to harass, hate, generalize any gender group, just sharing thoughts on trends I've seen. No intent to incite harm or discrimination. Feel free to disagree respectfully. Public interest. So, disclaimer, this is my personal opinion. So why are you allowed to have a personal opinion? But they can't have personal opinions? Their personal opinion is now representative of everyone's opinion? This one person's opinion is now everyone's opinion? But your opinion is just your own opinion? Like, I don't understand that.
90s, when she was timelessly naked. She wields a snake sword that extends into a whip, a dominatrix's weapon that helped land her in an innumerable knockoff videos and pin-up images. As one of the Soul series' most recognizable fighters, Ivy has always looked like a caricature of a pubescent, poised, preposterously proportioned ideal video game lady.
I mean, yeah, it sounds pretty accurate.
Oh my word.
Nude Leon, this is a mod. That's a mod. First off, this is, again, he tries to do this thing where he like blows past the things. You edited this. You didn't have to put that in there.
Sure, of a pube.
Let's thank the women of Capcom for Resident Evil Hot Leon Kennedy. I think we managed to come through with a design that would make anyone's heart throb. Here's the difference. I want you to look at Leon, right? Here's the thing. I don't give a shit about Ivy's outfit. I don't care. But I want you to look at the difference here, okay? Look at Leon, right? They had to make...
Oh my.
A nude mod. They had to make a nude mod for Leon. They have to make mods that remove his clothes. Look at Ivy. You don't have to fucking make any mods for Ivy. That would just be overkill at that point. Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between Leon and Ivy? Do you see the difference? Do you understand the difference? Do you? I'm asking you. Do you understand the difference? Because that's not the same thing.
My word, I'm getting ahead of myself. A lot of these articles use coded language to not come off as harsh in the title, such as feels out of date, male gaze.
Feels out of date is a common word to use. Coded. Do you not know language? If I sell this feels out of date or this is outdated, what do you think that means? Do you have to put out a fucking cipher book and crack it open? Like, what are you talking about?
Some are just blatantly hostile. And just imagine if a man wrote stuff like this, but the second a feminist types out the rage article, it's okay.
Men can be feminists. And secondly, this is the third time you've shown this toxic men thing. Are you going to show the actual article?
Gone. Gaming's toxic. Men explained. Experts tackle with the phenomenon of angry men, trolls, racists, and misogynists who hover around the gaming industry. You just know this is going to be a good one. A fair and not biased article whatsoever. Just imagine, though, for a second to replace some of the words in the title with the inverse of this. Gaming's toxic women explained. Experts tackle the phenomenon of angry women, trolls, racists, and misandrists who hover around the gaming industry. Well, damn, I'm reading that right now. That sounds like a good article.
So do you see this loser shit, right? This guy's clearly a fucking incel. But, they love to do this thing where they just go, but imagine if we change things. Imagine if the thing you're seeing, what if it was different? And it's like, okay, what is the thought experiment here? What if women were actually toxic and misogynistic or racist and misandrist? Then yeah, that'd also be worth going into. But another thing here too is, and this is why I always like to use things as jumping off points. What he's doing is ignoring the real world as a whole. You can't just isolate this to be super myopic and go, this is only about video games. We do not exist in a world that's just video games, okay? Outside input bleeds into the stuff that we do, right? People are inspired by, people are influenced by their surroundings, their upbringing, all that stuff. men being toxic and sexist to women and minorities is not limited to just video games. In fact, I wish it was the case. The world would be a lot better, but it is not the case. It is not even like it's not even like a fraction of what happens in the real world. It is a distilling of the real shit that happens. So people who always talk about, oh, let's play games for escape and this and this and this and that, a lot of people don't get that escapism because when they play a video game and they want to discuss that video game, they're seeing shit like this, or they're going on live and they're hearing people calling them slurs. They're seeing people wanting to exterminate their gender or exterminate their sexuality or whatever, right? That toxicity does not belong in this space, because this is supposed to be the space where we get away from it all. You know what we're trying to get away from? The bigotry, the racism, the sexism. So when they play video games and it's also there, people want to deal with that because they don't want it there.
But you just know a sea of women would rise up to brigade this article with death threats even. You get fired from your job and brutalized on social media. You'd probably get doxxed.
He's just making shit up.
Get doxxed for this. Who knows? Because often...
And I also love the fact that they always try to make themselves victims. They'll be like, they won't like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm going to imagine a situation where I would get doxxed, because women would do that. They would rise up and brigade us, because that's what I would do with the man making this video. I would do that. I would dox them. I would brigade them. I wonder if that's happened before.
And like shown before, women can generalize all of men, but men cannot generalize all of women. Again,
when did that happen?
Double standard.
When did that happen?
In every walk of life. Every man is a rapist. Every man is a deviant. Anyway, this article...
Who says that? I love how he doesn't bring up any of that shit that's anything that's verifiable, no data, no nothing like that. But when he wants to shit on like Kotaku, bloop, when he wants to talk about how women are awful, oh, there we go. But when it's things that happen to men, it's like, oh, there's no evidence of it. It's because it doesn't fucking happen. Like, that's why he has to keep like imagining. He keeps having to fantasize about this happening just so he can feel vindicated in his shitty worldviews.
It goes into a bunch of nonsense, truly a bunch of overblown crap, like how advertising to men is bad, meanwhile constantly men are demeaned.
Okay, you know what? Okay, so here is the article, Gaming's Toxic Men. Let's see. This story is not another attempt to chronicle activities of racist and misogynistic men who harass women and people of color on social media and multiplayer games, nor is it an existential inquiry into the particular niche in the video game community. Rather, this is a story as, where do they come from, why are they here, and what allows them to stay. What follows are interviews under a variety of rubrics with 11 writers and academics who have studied and published useful work on the problem of misogyny and racism in gaming and in popular entertainment. Most have experienced harassment and abuse from toxic gamer. So if you just... There's a reason why he cut it out this way. Because if you just scrolled down, this would be like, this is not the thing that this guy's talking about. This isn't some sort of attack. This is people talking about their personal experiences and the studies that they've done. Online threats of violence seem to have a very simple purpose. They are intended to act as a reminder to women that men are dominant, that women can be attacked and overpowered if men choose to attack, and that women are to be silent and obedient. Yeah, that's true though. That's true. I'm sure they're gonna be upset that they have Anir Sarkeesian in here, but that's true. Dr. Kishana Gray. Women have been devalued in games. We see the sexualization of them in games. Sometimes they're subject to rape or abuse, or they're just as a focus for the main character has something to do. That devaluation translates to the real world, where you have very few female game developers where they are subject to harassing and toxic environment. The silence of the game companies when women have been abused and attacked is another message that women don't matter. They see what's happening and all they're doing is putting these stupid, meaningless statements. They don't answer any of the real questions. How many women have you hired? How many women have you kept and promoted up? How many women have you not relegated to making games for girls? Tell me about the characters of women that you make. Are they actually real, or do they have huge tits? Now, this part, if he read this article, would probably be the contentious part, right? Like, what, real women can have real tits? But that's not what she's saying. What she's saying is, are they fully formed people, or do they just have huge tits? Not to say that you can't be fully formed and have big titties, but if this is all they are here, if they're just huge tits, which they've been for a long time, metaphorically speaking, then that's a problem. But again, this article does not, it's a lot article, but it's not talking about what he's talking about. Also, 99% of the time, it's white men. I don't understand. They always talk about how white men are all over the place. There should be more white people in everything. If you want white people to be in these roles, then guess what, bitch? They're going to be submissive also sometimes too. If you're only wanting white men and stuff, then white men are going to represent the full gamut. Like...
and in modern female advertisements, literally Dr. Kashana...
That's not being cucked.
Or demeaned and in modern female...
That was a guy...
advertisements.
Blocking his... Did you not even see this commercial?
Literally cucked. Dr. Kashana Gray is an assistant professor in the Department of...
Of course you read this one. I say that because look what she looks like.
Literally cucked. Dr. Kashana...
There's a reason why he picked the black one. Come on.
Gray is an assistant professor in the Department of Communication and Gender and Women's Studies at the University of Illinois at Chicago. She goes on to say, women have been devalued in games.
Oh, I've just said this. I'm not going to listen to this, but I just went over that. But okay, we can talk about this though. Stroke me with your biceps long. You don't look 50. What kind of porn addict are you? This is not realistic. You want to know why this is not realistic? Because that's not fucking what Grace looks like. Notice how this is a real scene from the game. This is Leon opening a drawer. This never happened in the game. Someone had to make this. This is in game. This is what the women are going crazy for right now in game. This is what he looks like in game. This is not a mod. This is not someone's interpretation. This is how Leon looks in Resident Evil 9, and the women are going feral. This is not how Grace looks. She does not dress like this. She doesn't look like this. She doesn't have that kind of body at all. This is not the same as this. This isn't even, they don't even have the excuse of saying this is like the artist's design, respect the developer's intentions. Because they never do. They don't give a fuck about the developer's intention. They are always concerned trolling. This is, again, not how Grace looks. This is the perfect example of what people are talking about when they say women are devalued and sexualized. Because here's the steps that they go through, okay? First, they say this character is woke and ugly because maybe she's a bigger woman with like colored hair. And then if she's not a big woman with colored hair, but maybe she's muscular. Oh, well, she's a gay lesbian girl boss. Oh, she's shaved head. Oh, she's a gay lesbian girl boss. Oh, listen, it's a lot of gay lesbian girl boss. And even then, when they get them to the point where they are fucking Grace from Resident Evil 9, extremely attractive person, right? Well, no, now she has to have titties. So then it's like, okay, so when we say that you people are in fact a porn brain addicts, you guys go, no, or not, that's not true. We don't want all our girls to look the same. And then you want them all to fucking look the same. Here's what Grace Ashcroft looks like. This is what she looks like. This is what she looks like, okay? In game, this is what Grace looks like. And they have a problem with this. This isn't enough for them. Look at that face. This fucking skinny, blonde, white women are no longer enough. They're no longer enough, you guys. It's insane. I'm not getting any spoilers, but it's insane. Like, her face card is crazy. She's gorgeous. And they're like, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough that she has a gorgeous face. She's white. She has blonde hair or whatever, platinum blonde hair. Has full lips. She's pretty. It's not enough that she's pretty and that she's hot. Nope. That's not enough anymore. Now she's gotta have big titties and cleavage and wear thigh highs and a skirt and be thick. And I said, okay, so it's never enough for you people.
We see the sexualization of them in-game character to have something to do. That devaluation translates to the harassing, toxic.
Look at the factual information. That could just be, who knows. Let's take a look at the science. What does the science say?
Okay. All right.
What does the science say?
Let's take a look at the science. What does the science say?
Okay.
APA reaffirms position on violent video games and violent behavior. There's insufficient scientific evidence to support a causal link between violent video games and violent behavior. That has nothing to do with the situation. Oh my God, you're so dumb. Because I know what you're trying to do here. I know what you're trying to do here.
Okay. All right.
Sexualized video games not linked to misogynistic attitude, studies suggest. Katie has a PhD in math, specializing in intersection of dynamical systems and number theory. She reports on topics from math and history to society animals. That doesn't seem like... Okay. What does this study say? This is called... What's that? Is that IF science? Is that JFL science? Okay, I found out these different browsers. It has a shit ton of ads and it's so bright. And there's no dark mode. That's great. Okay, so... Let's face it, the history of female characters in video games is not particularly woke. Whether it's the classic Tomb Raider model with what appears to be the mantelpiece on her chest or the standard issue chainmail bikinis in MMOs, it can be argued that women have been given a raw deal when it comes to representation in games. If you set that premise, you might wonder what effect does that have? Could this inundation with sexualized female bodies be a problem? Could it make society more sexist? Could it make girls and women less confident in their bodies? Could it lead to fanboys forgetting that women are in fact mammals? Well, good news, according to a recent study published in the journal Computers and Human Behavior, playing video games does not lead to these negative outcomes. There's lots of hyperbole and more outrage, study author Christopher Ferguson told SciPost, but very little evidence that video games are causing any harm to either male or female players. This is in the first study. This one has Edge. It's not a direct study, but a meta-analysis, meaning it takes all the findings and caveats of those previous 18 results and adds them up to find one overall conclusion. It's more powerful than individual studies for quite a few reasons. It reduces the effect of personal moral opinions, which Ferguson had told SciPost. Some scholars probably interjected into the studies, if unintentionally, and it was also allow the researchers to account for different levels of rigor in different studies. The major caveat is simply that many studies just aren't very good. The good news is that the higher quality studies were less likely to find evidence for negative effects than lower quality studies. Granted, it's still a fairly small research area, but its initial data has been so underwhelming that I'm not sure there's much to be mined here. So the final conclusion is slightly underwhelming. Really, there's no statistically significant link between video games and sexual attitudes and mental health. Much like the hoo-ha about video games causing violence, the problem has turned out to be something nothing burger, more panic, Of course, somebody thinking that doesn't make sense. This doesn't make it okay. Oh, sorry. And researchers aren't saying it does. Instead, they're just saying be aware of what problem you want to actually solve is. At least with fictional media, the evidence often reveals that we're probably scapegoating media and fiction rarely causes social problem games. Ferguson told Sile. Again, to be fair, advocating for better representation for females in games can be worthwhile. Oh my God, I can't fucking read. It's so bright. Let's try this again. Advocating for better representation of females in games can be a worthy cause, even if the games don't cause harmful effects. I support this effort. Just hope advocates don't misinterpret or misrepresent the evidence as part of their efforts. Jesus Christ, I don't know why I was so tongue-tied. Maybe because it's super late I'm doing this. All right, so I read a lot just now, but here's something, and I love about this. First off, I didn't do super research into the person researching that research, but let's say let's take my face value, right? They're a scientist, I'm not. All that means then is people being sexist to people in video or to women also play video games. They're not saying that this causes sexism, right? Because you have to be sexist to take those messages away. I play video games all the time. I'm not a sexist, but that doesn't mean that there aren't sexist people who play video games, nor does that mean that video game characters, especially female characters, haven't been sexualized. Even that study admits that. And also too, if there's no harm in the sexualization, right? There's no harm in called sexism, then why do you care if the characters suddenly aren't sexy? If there's no harm being caused either way, why are you mad if they decide to change the design? That's something they never really try to interrogate with their own questioning, right? It's never Why are you mad about this? This used to be this way, now it's not. Okay, but why are you mad? The study says it doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. So I can have girls with big bouncing titties. I can have them being flat-chested. I can have Grace look like she normally does. That shouldn't matter. But it matters to you. Why does that matter? Why does she have to look that way for you?
Could be a fluke. Could be bias.
You answer this.
All right, let's take a look at another article. And failed to find evidence not predictive of player attitudes toward real-world issues
Just answer
associated
that.
with slightly lower sexist belief scores.
Exposure to sexualized content in video game was neither correlated with higher sexist attitudes ratings nor with lower empathy scores. Sexualized content in games was such with slightly lower sexist belief scores for those with higher scores on trait aggression. So you didn't read that last part.
Wow, that's interesting. It's almost like the science doesn't back this all up. It's all emotional. Huh, interesting.
But I want to take this.
I like how he's talking about people being emotional, and the first 6 minutes of this video was him crying over the fact that women find Leon attractive.
As an intermission really quick to remind everyone that it's cold as shit out here. That these are fake. These aren't real people. You're not objectifying real people.
Oh, and what did we...
That is such a... If it's fake and they're not real people, then I must ask again, why do you care what they look like? They're not real, right? If we go by that logic, they aren't real. They are ones and zeros. They are pixels on your screen. Why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care that women are into Leon then? If they're not real people? You just said you're not sexualizing them. Then why do you give a fuck? How is this proving hypocrisy if you just said in your own video, this shit's not real? Like, that's what I'm talking about. They never even analyze their own arguments because they are so horned up about being mad at women that they'll be like, fuck logic.
We say about Lost Ark, Kotaku? Let's take a look here. Even if Lost Ark offered a wider variety of clothing and armor to women, it wouldn't fix its other big problem with women. All the hyper-exaggerated fan servicey animations. Women...
This is the outfit bro is freaking over. Are we sure? I mean, here's one costume right here. This is another one, sure. So this wasn't the costume they're freaking over. Technically, this is progress, but it's strange to force people playing as women to go around mostly unclothed and to do it in heels. So let's see what they're talking about here. Let's see. Really enjoying the Carmelot's arc. ARPGs aren't really my thing, but this feels dynamic and flashy in a way that's keeping me hooked. I wish this story was interesting or that I could find some gear for my gunsling that wasn't just booty shorts and heels. So it doesn't seem like they're just upset about this picture. In fact, other people have talked about how it's hard to find female characters in Lost Ark to find clothing and armor that actually covers their body. Weird. Anyone else notice that the dainty ladylike walks? Okay, that might be a little pedantic. Another archaic, debatably poor design choice in Lost Ark is that some in-game classes are gender locked. Like, so again, very much in the misrepresenting of what people are saying in order to bolster your point. He's saying that this is the outfit that they're freaking out over. When they have not only this shit up here, and all this stuff right here. And the point they're making is not that these outfits are bad, but these are the only types of outfit that the women get. Notice how there are different skins for the men here. This guy's fucking fully armored up. And all the women have tight bodysuits on here. This is the female armor. Female armor. Look at that. Look how they're all essentially the same body type. How they all have skin type or skin revealing outfits, right? And then look at the fucking guy's outfit. Women. Look at all the girls in this picture, right? Look at all the girls in this picture, okay? Are we possibly seeing what they could be maybe talking about? Again, you can have your sexy lady armor, whatever, but the fact that damn near every armor set besides what this one so far isn't super revealing says a lot, especially because the guys are fully fucking covered. Like they are fully covered. Like I think the point's been made here.
Women in Lost Ark have hips that wiggle side to side so much, so quickly, they look like they fell out of a Source filmmaker project from a decade ago. On social media, you can find lots of women who have already pointed out just how comedically bad Lost Ark's female animations look, especially when zoomed in. Are you gay? I'm just asking. It's just...
That's such a dumb thing to say, because what does he say right here?
You can find lots of women who have already pointed out just how comedically bad Lost Ark's female animations look.
So he's saying you can find lots of women, we found some ourselves, lots of women talking about how bad the female animation looks. Women talking about it. And what is his response?
Especially when zoomed in. Are you gay?
Are you gay? Hey, women are saying that this character moves kind of weird and it is not really reflective of how women move. Hey bro, are you gay? Also, you're asking if someone's gay. Were you not the motherfucker who said this?
The woman fatigue is really what I'm discussing here. But
So you have women fatigue and you're out here questioning if other people are gay. And you have fatigue of women. You don't like women. And you're asking if other people are gay. All right.
Okay, you could come out of the closet. It's okay.
I think he's talking to himself in this part.
I've just asked, is just curious. See, I included a man in this list. It's not completely isolated. Well, 9 out of 10 every article is written by a woman, so I don't know. Those statistics don't lie. Anyway, I could go on forever.
What?
Wow,
Okay.
you know, you might think these people are very firm in their belief that fictional people shouldn't be sexualized because that could lead to bad stuff in real life. I bet they're incredibly deeply passionate about this movement and faithful to its cause. Nope. Back to the meat of this debate and why this is all performative, a grift, or just blatant hatred for men. And
this is not blatant hatred for men. They are talking about how much they love a man in Leon Kennedy. You are too stupid to understand the difference between sexualization and a power fantasy. Leon is attractive, right? Leon isn't really being sexualized though. Women just find him attractive. And you want to know why they find him attractive? It's not just the muscles. If you actually listen to what they say, obviously, I mean, Ari wants to take him in the rain, but they're talking about him as also as a character. Leon is an attractive character. Yes, he is physically attractive, but it's more than that. It goes deeper than that. What you fucking losers focus on so much is, oh, Leon has muscles, therefore he must be sexualized. So why can't I sexualize this character? And the reason is because you guys will either reduce someone to just a sex object, or if they have characterization, you guys go, oh, we don't like that. These are girl bossy. Let's cut them down. Or if it's the other way around, right, where the character has no fucking character at all, like Eve from Stellar Blade, who was a fucking wet blanket, you guys are like, oh, she's perfect. She's the best. And we know why you like her. Because she's a doll. And I can say, I played Stellar Blade, okay? She is a doll. She has no personality. But that's what you guys like about that. These women like the fact that Leon has a personality. Just like women love the fact that Jack Black is funny. Women find Jack Black to be super hot. Like, you see, people aren't understanding. Like, there's characters. Like that's the whole point.
Listen, before I get banned off the platform and sent into the Shadow Realm, daring to talk about this stuff.
Oh yes, you guys, what he's doing is so stunning and brave. He's talking about, and it's just him. There's no one else on his fucking website who talks about how much they hate women on a near daily basis over video games. He's the first one to do it.
There are good women in the industry. There's Donna Bailey. She made Centipede.
I'm a woman in IT, obviously. I'm a CEO of a quite profitable IT company. I'm a mother as well, so you would say I went through quite a lot in the IT industry. The whole thing is, girls are usually quite lazy. They're just not that good programmers. Sorry, but that's true, honestly.
Didn't you just say there's a woman who made Galaga? Right? So that kind of defeats this. Also, I love the notion that pick-me's don't exist. I love the notion that don't listen to women who don't agree with me, but listen to women who agree with me. Like it's so fucking... He wants to talk about hypocrisy. You're telling us to ignore or to look at the women being hypocrites because even though those aren't the same women who you're talking about, women in general are finding Leon attractive. But then this woman is saying something you agree with, so now we should listen to her. By the way, you can be the CEO of any fucking company. I can start a company and make myself the CEO. That's not difficult to do. And what does this have to do with, what does this have to even do with the gaming stuff? Like she said, programming. Programming is more than video games, right?
They just don't want to get their hands dirty to do the job. And when I tried to do some recruiting, I intentionally wanted to recruit women. And at the end, I failed to do so. Do you want to know why? Because most of those girls were usually just cheating and...
cheating how?
They were just not good programmers. At the end, I had to recruit boys.
Anyway, Leon, this has been... That's such
a... I'm not even going to go through the effort and like finding ways to counter her. I can just tell you right now, if there was a single woman who's working for a game company who's programming defeats her argument, right there, right then and there, right there. Also, again, she says she worked IT. Great. What are you the CEO of? What is your company? Is it relating to video games? I guarantee you it's not. Is she still making video games? Is her successful company still in the gaming industry? Because she says she hired a bunch of men because women weren't cutting it. Are they still doing work? Like, and if one person, that's things too, it's like one person didn't like the costume of Ivy, and that's everybody. But now this one person is just like, hey, I don't like working with women. And like, we're supposed to take that as like, this is indicative of a whole system. Like, oh my God, man.
An insane black pill. It's been incredibly showing. All those performative articles putting men down. All of this is celebrated. No lectures on your outrageous beauty standards. Just pure horniness. Horniness on main. It's not all women. I mean, there's this guy here. He's got his pants off.
That's the same guy from before, actually. Also, I can't stress this enough. People like attractive characters. We know this, right? Your attraction varies. Attraction is not universal. But it is insane to be like, these people are being hypocritical when Leon looks this way in game. Leon has always been a pretty boy. He looks this way in game, right? You know who also looks good in game? Grace. I showed you that. Grace also looks good in game. But the reason why people are doing this over Leon is because Leon is a character they've been essentially growing up with. They are seeing his character evolve. There's going to be naturally more interest in him. Guess what? People were horny for Lady Dimitrescu. Where was this? Both men and women were horny for Lady D. I don't see people mad about. I don't see people saying they're being hypocritical there. You got a giant woman with big titties. All her dogs were hot. Every woman that movie in that goddamn game was gorgeous. But no one was saying these characters are too sexy. People weren't writing articles going, the women in Resident Evil are unrealistic. No one was saying that. No one was doing that. You want to know why? Because the women were treated like characters that mattered. That's the whole point. People get quote unquote up in arms when it's just like, hey, here's a game and the guy's gonna have this. He has all this character depth. He has all these things. And then who are the women? They have titties and they wear skimpy outfits. Like there's a difference in execution there. God of War, Kratos, big, huge jack dude, right? Power fantasy for men. Not every woman would find that attractive, but it's a power fantasy for men. What happens in those games in God of War 1, 2, and 3? The female characters. What is their role? What is their importance? Minimal. His wife and daughter are dead, so they are motivation for him to get revenge on Ares. He will sleep with random women as a mini game. In God of War 3, he just snaps Hera's neck. Like, the women don't matter in that game. Not to say that game is bad. I love the God of War series. But the women don't matter. The men do. So Kratos is more than just like a buff guy. Kratos is the main character. Kratos is the driving force. Leon Kennedy is more than just a buff guy. Right? If he was just a buff guy, yeah, there are people who are horny for him because people like what they like, but like it wouldn't be to this level. It's because he's Leon Kennedy. That's it. Most of the time people are like, that's Leon, like, damn, he's changed. And then they got horny for him.
Right, he says this. Years of women slamming us over being basement chud incels because we wanted a little sugar on screen.
No, again, it's not because you want a little sugar. It's because even in this very video, you did not put up a real picture of Grace Ashcroft, who was the protagonist of Resident Evil 9. You put up a pornified image of her. Like that's why. Because even when you guys get, again, even when you guys get this, it's still not enough for you. Even when you get this with being her face model, right? How many times do you hear those guys go, they butchered their face model, they made her ugly? Damn near 1-to-1, okay? Because that RE Moon engine is crazy. But that, and the artistry behind it, right? But damn near 1-to-1. And you still put a pornified image of her in your fucking video. That's the difference. That's not, oh, we want a little sugar in that game. They gave you sugar and you said, no, bitch, I want type 2 diabetes all the time.
Because we criticize ugly, gross characters that are anti-art. Where's the outrage?
Ugly, gross characters are anti-art. Oh my God. You are so smooth-brained.
Just crickets over here over the Leon thing. We could go into all the other factors that have been done to the industry. The feminization of online discussion, the incredibly censored voice chat where you have to agree to talk like you're on the playground. But this right here is the fatigue I'm talking about.
Okay, so he finally shows a real picture of Grace. This is not even what Sheva looked like in the base game. You had to unlock these costumes. And she also has a Lady Dimitrescu costume that she can unlock, and it gives her a little junk in her trunk. But this isn't, like, why can't he show regular Sheva? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, he can't even show you, this is what Sheva looks like. Oh, this is Unreal Engine. That's not the costume. This is Sheva. This is what Sheva looks like. You mean to tell me you couldn't show this version of Sheva? You couldn't show this version of Sheva. Like, you have to put her in the different costumes. But you can't just show base Sheva. This is what she looks like. What's wrong with this? Oh, it's not showing enough cleavage. So we have to do this.
A brother get a little jiggle, a little.
Oh my God, you are so white. Can a brother get a little jiggle? Sir, can a brother get a little jiggle? Bro, like the face cam's on, dude. Also, like I was saying before, this is never enough. They want all female characters to look the exact same. Big bouncing titties all the time, no matter what. They don't. He just mentioned how things were anti-art because of the characters being ugly. You know what's also considered part of art? Intentionality. There's a reason why Grace looks the way that she looks. It's part of her character, right? And guess what? There are women in the world who don't have big bouncing titties. Shocking, I know, because all you guys think about is fucking porn. There are women who look like Grace. There are women who look like Shefa. You can have both. You can go play Resident Evil 5 right now. It's on Steam. And I say this a lot. Again, diversity of body types. I'm okay with both of these types, but these motherfuckers are not. They only want this, not the skin color. No, they just want the titties. That's fucking it. And another thing too, which I'm going on a tangent, I'm sorry. But like, do you guys play video games with third person where the characters is coming at you of all times? Like, what does it fucking matter? You're going to see the back of her upper body 90% of the time. 90% of the time you're seeing their shoulder, over the shoulder camera, right? Third person perspective. You're not going to be looking at her face for 90% of the fucking runtime of the game. Like, that's irrelevant. It's nice with the details here, but this doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Outside of like cutscenes and when you rotate the camera, like, that's not going to get you through 10, 12, 30, 60, 100 hours of gameplay. That shit just always bothered me. Like, oh yeah, we have her have big bouncing titties, man. It's like, okay, but you're going to see her from behind? So what does that do?
Class? No. I'm sick of this being done to us constantly. Of course, not all women. Yes, not all the women. Don't go after any women and stuff. Don't harass anybody in this face.
Okay, just so you guys know, he doesn't mean that. Like, he doesn't mean don't do that shit. That's why he's tacking it on. You can tell his voice. I know it sounds so monotonous, but there's a level of visual he has talking about the women he doesn't like, and then going like, but you know, it's like when people say kill yourself in Minecraft. Like, he's doing that.
Video. But that doesn't need to derail discussion. Truly, they just can't stay in the male gaze, as they like to call it. Yet they will thirst over this digital man.
Of course, it's Stellar Blade. It's always Eve. I already mentioned her before. They like Eve because she is a sex doll with no agency. Eve is not aware of her sexiness. They never ever bring up like Bayonetta, right? They never talk about characters who are aware they're sexy. Why? Because they don't like that shit. They like it when they can basically be voyeurs, which is where they can take the camera and go up their skirts and look at them and oogle them while the character remains blissfully unaware of how attractive they look. This right here also, not only is this not a human, it's literally not a real creature. Like, this isn't even a man. It is a fucking bull. And again, was he not the same person who said, this isn't real, it's fictional, so what does it matter? You're not sexualizing anything, right? They're not real. So why do you care?
Constantly, openly, some of the most heinous stuff that did. Have you seen the books they read?
She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought. But if he had suggested at the moment that he would have appreciated a blow, she would have fallen face first onto his with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. This is erotica. I would expect this in erotica written for straight women. I would expect that in the erotica. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's the genre. Video games aren't like the genre of bouncing titties. Like, this would be like if you're like, oh, and look at these men, look at the videos they watch, and it's porn. It's like, well, yeah, this is specifically for this. Like, this is for this. Notice how Your example that you brought up to go against women is them reading a smut book, a book made of smut, for smut, right? A smut book. And your example was Resident Evil 9. Which one do you think was made to make people horny? Which one do you think its intent as creation was to be horny? Resident Evil 9 or the horny smut book about having sex with a minotaur? What do you think? Which one do you think is that? Which one do you think? Like the fact that they can't even bring good examples to bolster their point always blows my mind.
Again, it's not all women. It's not all women. I'm sure you, the one watching right now, are the greatest woman ever. So hit me up in my DMs, all right? This represents...
So remember I said he was an incel? Foyd, that's incel talk. Red pill incel talk. Which is also so funny to me because it's like you want them to talk to you, but then you will call them derogatory words. And then when they don't want to talk to you, you're like, well, fuck these bitches. This is why I'm blackpilled. You're blackpilled because you were a loser.
All of it. It's exhausting. The industry built by men for men, it's gone. It truly feels like it's gone.
Oh my God, you guys. I can't jerk off to every single woman character. The industry I knew and loved. Bitch, you're like 20 years old. You weren't even there when this shit happened. They're playing on original Xbox. I'm pretty confident you weren't alive when this came out. But this is also in that vein of like, look what they took away from you. This is made by men, by white guys, for white guys. And now it's gone. Because what? I can't play games with, like, again, like, what did they take away from you? What did they take away from you that you no longer have access to?
This hypocrisy has come to a head. It's enough. We need to drag this.
You want to go back and do Land Fest? Like, this is like when people go, I want to go back to the 1950s so I can have a burger and a milkshake. You can go to Carlos Jr. right now and get a burger and a milkshake. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're idolizing a time period that never truly existed in the way that you thought, because what you were nostalgic for is not the time period, but it is the age you were. You're nostalgic for when you were a child and you had no responsibilities. Grow the fuck up.
Anytime somebody brings up, oh, men are incels and they want to objectify women, they look like dolls. Okay, bring up Leon. Bring up the fact that they wanted to go the hot uncle route. It's enough.
That's not the same though. Like it's not the same. It is not anywhere near the same ballpark. Like it's not. Hold on. Let me just do some real quick. Okay, so we have shirtless Leon Xenosuit, a Frank West mod, Thomas the Tank Engine, black weapon skin. So Leon RPD classic skin. Oh, black uniform. And okay, just to be fair, I'll take off. I will view the adult content and see what they have here. So with the adult filter content on, you know what it has here? Thick and busty Grace. A voluptuous reshape of Grace's base mesh. So again, the mods are shirtless for Leon and his RPD classic uniform and Xenosuit. For Grace, it's thick and busty. This is what Grace gets. Okay, this one says Leon specific cabinet, and I can't even show you what's happening on the screen. I can describe it to you. It's Leon bending over Ada over a desk. Leon bending over Ada. Ada having some fun with a black guy, and then having fun with Leon. And then the image here is Grace butt naked with a red handprint on her that has a biomedical symbol on it, and she's holding a child. Ooh, here's a barefoot Grace. So fetish content for Grace. One of the most top downloaded mods so far on Nexus mods for Resident Evil Requiem. That's due to the character. It is bigger boobs for Grace. Increases Grace's breast size with a natural, non-exaggerated look. So it's her boobs being increased. There's also again, can't show this here, but there's a Grace nude mod, Grace bikini mod. What else do we have here? Again, I'm just going through Grace nude again. Then we got shirtless Leon, and then we have Jill suit from Resident Evil 5 for Grace. So Grace is once again titties out. Notice how I went through multiple pages and it's just been Grace. Oh, Helga's outfit for Grace, also big boobs. Grace, Dimitrescu's ass body reshape. So they're going to swap what happens in the special costume and put on her. Like this is literally another nude, extra thick Grace. I'm gonna edit so much here, but I really want to highlight the point here. Grace in the bikini. Here's Grace in the bikini. Grace in the bikini. Here is Grace in leather outfit. So a lot of these mods, when it comes to Grace, a lot of it is about altering her appearance to have bigger titties, be naked. Tasteful Grace makes Grace a little bit more top heavy. Again, this is just naked girls. And then again, shirtless Leon, Grace micro bikini. Like there's so again, I'm not gonna keep going through all this, but this is oh my god, I finally got a mod that's not making her naked. Replaces Grace with Alyssa, and it gives Grace Alyssa's code. Holy shit! But then you have Grace's photo, which is just her being naked in mods. Listen, singing zombies demonstrates body, so they're even body shaping the fucking zombies. Clear stockings Grace. Like you guys, you get it, right? It's not anywhere near the same. The most you saw was Leon shirtless. Meanwhile, for Grace, immediate bust increase. Immediately. But yeah, please go on and tell me how you guys are a bunch of porn-brained incels, and in fact, it's the women who are the problem.
Truly is enough. This is the poster child of all discussion now. This needs to be brought up at every turn, at every point that there's an article written about how men want attractive characters. Bring this up. Bring this up. If you make videos and you aren't a grifter, just point this hypocrisy out.
What would this do?
Do it. Don't be afraid, because then it just gets shoved under the rug and we never get any better.
I am pointing out the hypocrisy though, but the hypocrisy is on your end, which I've always been pointing out in all of my content. You guys are the ones who are hypocritical. You're hypocritical. Because let's say, after all of this time, who knows how long this video is going to be, but after all this time, let's say you're right. Women get Leon Kennedy. You guys get Eve, Bayonetta, 2B, Ivy, Lara Croft, any gacha game character, any female gacha game character, any female MMO character, right? If we were to do scoreboard, it would be 90 billion for what men get to have, and then like 1 for women. It'd just be Leon, right? According to you, it's just Leon. Why do you care? Women can't even have one thing. Women can't have one thing. Like, that's crazy to me.
Demand better and have better standards. Stop negotiating with yourself. It truly is mean. This also just proves men and women want hot characters. I don't understand this big virtue sick.
Wow, they always bring up race. Freedom of speech is always a hallmark of these spaces, but this tends to be a cover for both male and white privilege. It stems from a misunderstanding of what free speech means. Free speech doesn't mean I can't argue against what you're saying. It's about the right of a person to be represented and have a voice. The argument is less about free speech and more about trying to shut out other voices. I don't know who said this, but that's true. That's 100% true. Hell, if you even take it out of the gaming space, when people talk about, I have free speech rights, and they're like, okay, my comment sections, people will call me slurs and be like, oh, it's free speech. I'm like, no, that's not free speech. Like I don't have to listen to that actually. They only want to use free speech when it's about, again, attacking other people.
Signaling that gets going on. This also just proves men and women want hot characters. So what's the deal with all this virtue signaling? It truly does mostly come from the feminist movement, okay? Yeah, I know I said women because there are just women that will thirst over this stuff, okay? It's just
yeah, just women. Gay guys don't exist. A gay guy would not like Leon. He definitely didn't mention in his own video how there was clearly a queer man who was interested in Leon. Just women doing this.
reality. It's biological. Both men and women do it. We both like attractive characters. It's natural. It's called sex drive.
Whoa, are there breasts on those ghosts? Hello. Hello. Do I even want to run away?
So this is how you can tell he doesn't get women. Because he's like, it's attraction. And he just says, are there breasts on those ghosts? So your attraction simply, does it have titties? Does it have titties? That's it. Just fundamentally does not understand that attraction isn't just physical. There's a mental and emotional component to it also. Not for this guy though. Apparently if it has titties, he's in.
Nobody wants to play as fat, ugly, balding men. I don't want to play as that. I wouldn't find any joy in that. Or some peg leg, pink hair.
Ah, yes, Concord. The game that everyone loved. Everyone loved Concord. That's why it did so well.
Nobody wants to play this stuff. We all want hot characters. And
well, I was just there. Bigger boobs for Grace. This is going against his point though, right? Like he's talking about how men just want a little bit of sugar. And then he goes, oh, by the way, a big boob Grace mod.
in a serious game, at least don't make them blatantly ugly. I'm not saying
was Grace ugly?
Grace is ugly, but
okay.
I mean, imagine like get a few men on the team there to be like, hey, you know what? Let's make her look a little nicer for the guys. Let's give some guys some fan service. This
is fucking insane to me. This is the same series, mind you, that has Ada Wong. Like, this is what I'm talking about. They think men have to be serviced at all times. At all times, they have to be horny at all times, or it's not fair. It's not fair. Again, I'm adopting his logic. The women get Leon Kennedy once in Requiem, okay? The 9th mainline game. They get him once. They get Hot Leon once, right? And he's like, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. Because we've had Sheva, we've had Jill, we've had Claire, we've had Rebecca, we have Ada, and we have to have Grace too. And Grace has to have big titties too. Or it's not fair. That's the guys. Yeah, because there was no man who worked on this game. There were no men who worked on this game.
Complaint about fan service. What is wrong with that? Truly, what's your evidence that it objectifies women? It's a video game character. They're not real. They're not real. And the science,
if they're not real, then why do you fucking care?
Science doesn't back this up. It's all this virtue signaling, especially when you see men talk about this stuff.
Also, you're vice signaling.
They'll not mention it, or they'll glaze over it, or they just grift off it. They're just like, I cannot believe that this game is objectifying women. This is disgusting.
That's what he thinks grifting is. That's what he thinks grifting is. Men not sharing his opinion. That's what he thinks grifting is. God damn.
He doesn't really believe that. He doesn't care about you girls. He probably just thinks that's a way to get in bed with you.
Yeah, see, again, incel. This is an incel. Only incels think that anytime a man has an opinion that goes against what they think, right, it has to be in order to bang other women. Like, it has to be in order to bang other women. Do you want some real life proof? This right here. This is what I'm talking about. So, Kaho is a Twitch ambassador. She's officially a Twitch ambassador, right? And then this fucking loser, actual loser, lost his court case, can't own a gun for 10 years, can't be around his ex-girlfriend. Twitch's new ambassador, an ex-porn star. What the fuck? And she roasts him, ratios him hard. What are you, dude? Are you one talking about Sonos' sexual record? Got him. And so then I say, this is why I can't fucking stand concerned troll ass people. They shame sex workers while they're active, and then when they move on from sex work, that's all to let them be. There's no winning because they just want a permanent hair target. It was good for her. And the comment I got was, one of them at least was, I hope she sees this little bro LMAO. Because these fucking loser incels, much like Deranged Doomer, they cannot imagine a world where men don't like the fact that other men are misogynistic. It has to be a ploy. It has to be a ploy to sleep with women. I don't know if you know this, little homie. I don't have an issue with getting women. I don't. Not been me. Can't relate. Sorry. I have my opinions that are my own. I've always had these opinions. I've always felt this way. All the time. There are other men like me who don't like that shit. But again, these fucking incels who are so porn-brained that they literally can't play a game about goddamn zombies unless they have someone with bouncing titties in front of them are like, no, bro, you're only doing that because you want to sleep with girls. Because I only do this because I want to sleep with women. And it's like, okay, what's your success rate? It's probably 0, which is why you're black-pilled. So maybe shut the fuck up about shit you don't know.
There are guys out there that think that. Isn't that crazy? But we want hot characters, and it's obvious. If they celebrate Hot Leon by women devs, why shame guys or male devs for liking hot females in games? It is just as simple as that.
It's not that simple. This is probably gonna be like him signing off or some shit, right?
Oh, I judged it a little harshly. I'm having a little bit of fun.
Okay, I don't care. So yeah, this is, again, I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I really want to hammer this point in. No one is saying you can't have attractive characters. That has never been the argument. That literally has never been the argument. The argument has always been they can't just be that. Because then it's just objectification. Even if you're like, oh, well, there's no harm in that, then why do we have to objectify them? Like, that's the point too. If you have a character who is she's just big titties and doesn't speak. Hell, what's that game? Atomic Heart. Everyone was gooning over the fucking twins, right? They have almost zero purpose in that game. They're there at like the very, very end. Narratively, they're whatever. Like, I know I'm getting spoilers, but like, fuck it. It's like the guy's like wife. Like her brain like split into both those things. But they don't have a moment. They don't have moments throughout the story where it's like, oh my gosh, my wife. But it's like all at the end. Again, it doesn't matter. They are literally faceless. They are faceless women who have the form of women, you know, like big, their boobies, their hips, all that stuff, right? And they're faceless. People are like, that's hot. We love that. They have no fucking face. I don't think they even speak. One just has like a cool jacket. That's it. But that is effectively what these people are saying. They want women like that. They cannot deal with women who are characters. They cannot deal with women who are flat-chested. Women like that exist in the real world. Like every time they brought up Stellar Blade and they're like, these journalists said that women don't look like that. And here's the woman who looks like that. I can show you pictures of 100 women who are beautiful and flat-chested and have no ass. Most of them are supermodels. Like, again, like I always talk about diversity. These people do not want any other type of women to exist ever. And they will try to dress it up and say, we just want attractive people. Your attraction is not universal. Clearly. Like, holy shit, dude. It's so like, oh my God. And the worst part is this guy is like 100% biting off a synthetic man. Down from the editing style, the cadence, hell, even his appearance. I'm not too sure this isn't just like an AI version of the synthetic man. Because Jesus Christ, there's no way there's more than one of these guys. There's no way there's another synthetic man running around. Fucking hell. It's like instead of a weapon to surpass Metal Gear, it's a weapon to surpass fucking synthetic man. Another incel has hit the towers. Oh my God. I'm probably going to be featuring this channel a lot in the future. I can sense it.